So hello and welcome to the episode. Today I'm on a Sinnis Outlaw 125. Sinnis has kindly lent me this for 2 weeks. They asked if I wanted to pick a bike because I've got quite a few subscribers that ride 125s and are interested in 125s. I was quite eager, so I looked on the website and I thought I'd choose a motorcycle that I like the look of, and a motorcycle that needs more attention, I think. Not exactly the motorcycle itself, but the style of bike, you know, and that is the cruiser style. This is a 2022 model, Euro 5. So first impressions, the seat is very comfy. Actually, the whole riding position is very comfy. I love forward controls. That's where the foot pegs are slightly more forward than your traditional bike. I just think it's so comfortable, and a lot of people that say they don't like cruisers have generally not tried one, because I used to be the same. I never thought I'd like a cruiser until I rode my colleague's Harley Davidson, and that is when I brought a Harley. And this is kind of what that reminds me of, a Harley Davidson Sportster. So if you're interested in cruisers, this is the perfect motorcycle for you, because obviously Harley don't do 125 motorcycles, and you want to learn to ride and progress to a Sportster. This is the perfect stepping stone for that. So we have a gear indicator, which is user friendly. It's nice and clear. Actually, those little lights do look like a Sportster dash. I think it's designed to look like a Sportster, and I think Sinnis have achieved that really well. The handlebar grips are nice and thick, the levers are nice and wide, got plenty of purchase for your fingers, so you get up to speed no trouble. And I am 16 stone. I am 5'9". I can flat foot this with a comfortable bend in my knee. The seat height is 720 millimeters. The weight of this bike is 141 kilograms, but you don't really feel that because it's quite low down weight. Obviously there's no wind protection, so you get a lot of wind, but it's such a cool riding position. It's worth that little sacrifice. This is just over 10 horsepower, which is pretty much on par with the CBF, Honda CBF, but this has a little bit more torque, and that's the thing you notice when you're pulling away, the torque, that neck wrenching feel. It's got an 18-inch front wheel, which gives you really good stability, but it's still quite flickable because it's a light machine. So with the large wheel, you're not sacrificing agility like you normally would, and that takes on all the bumps, and being 18 inches, it just takes them in its stride. And that is why I love riding motorcycles. You can jump the queue, well, at least you can in the UK anyway. It has a 13-litre fuel tank, and it does a little over 100 miles per gallon. So you're getting nearly 300 miles to 1 tank of fuel. That is brilliant. With the current fuel crisis and the cost of fuel at the minute, this is a no-brainer. And why not buy one of these and be different, be cool? Because I think they are really cool. It's got plenty of power for these little roads. It's obviously not going to have that power to overtake cars whilst you're doing 40, but I've got this bike for 2 weeks, as I said earlier, so I'm going to do a few videos on this. I'm going to do a calf run. My wife Jodie, who rides, she's got a Royal Enfield Meteor. She is going to ride this as well and give her thoughts on it. And I'm going to do a little comparison video to her Meteor as well, because they're both cruisers. So stay tuned for that. So the suspension, this is quite a bumpy road and it's soaking them bumps up really well. Because of that 18-inch front wheel, I can barely, it's mainly the rear that I'm feeling the bumps, but it's got quite big shocks on the back. It's got 2 shock absorbers, one either side. You got the preload adjustment on the rear. It actually soaks up the bumps a bit better than my Royal Enfield Interceptor. And the price for this on the road in the UK at the minute, in August 2022, is £2,899. That is including your road tax. That is everything, registration fee, number plate on the road. I'll put a link to where you can get these in the description below. So a similar bike to this, similar spec, power wise, etc., would be the CB125F, and they're £3,050, and these are £2,899. You get 2 years warranty, parts and labour. And Sinis have been making motorcycles since 2005, so they know what they're doing. I used to have a Sinis Apache when I was 17, and that was the best Chinese motorcycle around. So we're now going to pull over, have a little walk around, and we can have a little chat and have a look at the bike and go to the usual spot. It's got excellent slow speed manoeuvrability. It's got the turning circle is fantastic on it. Like the turn is brilliant. You can pull the bars all the way around, and because you've got that 18-inch front wheel as well. Right, let's get it in neutral. Nice and easy. Stands nice and easy to kick down. It's got a nice strong spring, a positive locator. You can hear the clonk when it locates. Nothing worse than a loose stand. Easy drop your motorbike. So this is the matte black version. They also do a Tuscan Sun Yellow, which I think I would buy if I was buying one of these, because it stands out and it's a lovely yellow. It's a nice looking bike for a 125. That is cool. It's definitely got that Sportster vibe, definitely, with the air filter cover here. It's got a stainless exhaust, got nice beefy shocks. You got adjustable preload. It's not got ABS, but it has got link brakes, as in when you put the rear brake on, it puts a little bit of front brake on as well. Not a great deal, about 20%, just enough to assist you, and I think that works really well. It did on a CB125F anyway. So we've got spoked wheels. It's air cooled, you don't need water cooled on a bike like this. It's less maintenance, less weight. We've got LED indicators. Dip and main is a normal filament bulb. So like I say, we've got 18-inch front wheel. The brakes, it's only got a single disc, but you don't need it. The stopping power is fantastic on this. So this is what I mean with the forward controls. They're sort of here. Normally you'd get them about here. This makes it more relaxing. It's got a nice low seat height, very confidence inspiring. We've got LEDs on the rear, LED stoplight and the LED indicators. Metal rear fender. There's a front fender metal. Yep. Front fender's metal as well, which is pretty cool. That is good quality. These tyres look similar to my Sportster tyres. They were quite a hard compound, but they're really hard wearing. So you don't get as good grip, but they last a long time. You have to get them a bit warm before you really want to push it. But not that you would be pushing it on a bike like this. But don't get me wrong, you can still get up to 60 with ease on this. So the key ignition is located on the right here, and you have a separate steering lock. So every time you want to lock your steering, you have to put your key in there, turn the bars and lock it. The only trouble with that is if you forget, get on your bike, turn it on, try to ride away, the steering lock could be on and it will cause you to fall off. So that's the downside to that. Let's have a look here at the old dash then. What we got? We have I don't think it's see it very well, a digital fuel gauge, current mileage, trip A, trip B, and that's it. It's not too bad though. Well, it's got an engine light. It's just like a brushed aluminium look. It's pretty cool, chrome surround. It's got a nice retro feel to it. Right, so we start it up and hear that exhaust. So on tick over, it's got a nice little thump to it. Sounds pretty cool. It also comes with a centre stand, which is a very nice addition. I do love a centre stand. Let's see what's in the old side panel. So we've got the battery in there. It's quite a big battery. That is a lot bigger battery you get on the CB125. That is a good plus. You've got a nice large battery on there. Plenty of power to turn it over. It will last better in the winter. I always find that a lot of Hondas have really tiny batteries. That is not the case on this one. Alright, so I'm going to get back on and have another little chat about this awesome little bike. So I'm quite into Sinnis motorcycles. I think it's because I owned, like I said before, a Sinnis Apache when I was 17. And that was the bestest sounding 125. It was such a meaty exhaust. It was such a meaty exhaust. So pop down to your local dealer, your Sinnis dealer, and have a look at one. If you've got your license and they allow you, take one out for a ride. You won't be disappointed. Alright, we've got a bit of a hill now. I'm in fourth. I'm flat out. Still creeping up to 40. Still creeping up to 40, and I'm 16 stone. Brilliant. Like, if you want to keep up with your mates and you want more horsepower, because I think it's about 15 brake horsepower is the limit for a 125 on a CBT license in the UK. But you're looking at spending what, 4, 6, nearly 5 grand on the KTM Duke or the CB125R. Is that worth paying all that extra thousands for 5 horsepower when this can do 60 just as easy? And I think these look cool. These sort of bikes are timeless. They never go out of fashion. I think if you want to stand out from the crowd and not be like everyone else, get the Sinnis Outlaw. You've got no vibrations in the bars as well. it's quite a smooth engine considering it's a single cylinder engine. It's very smooth. We have no rev counter, which is a bit of a shame, but that wouldn't be a deal breaker for me. I think if you look after these motorcycles, you treat them with ACF 50, any rust inhibitors, mark off, do a maintenance spray, just stops the salt from the UK winters getting in there and corroding certain parts. You look after them, they will look after you. If you're keeping it outside, get a decent sheet. I recommend the Oxford Stormex. It's a bit pricey, but if you ain't got a garage, that is the next best thing. It's quilted on the inside. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm just trying to help you out. So you've still got enough get up and go to get in front of cars when you're filtering. And I'm not light, I'm a heavy bloke. What a beautiful day to be taking out this lovely Sinnis Outlaw. It's been lovely and warm today. Nice country lanes of Suffolk. It's a great bike. Right, now we are gonna go max out with this. On the way up there it's slightly uphill, on the way back it's slightly downhill, so we'll do 2 runs, see if we can get her up to 70 with a 16 stone rider. Alright, here we go. So we're in top gear, we are doing 60. Slightly going uphill, now at 65. Right, we're losing a bit of momentum now, we're going uphill. You're getting a lot of wind buffeted, but it's clean air. Because it's quite a clean front end, there's no pointy bits on it. You're not getting no turbulent wind. So it's quite clean air. And the good thing about this as well, because it's got that 18-inch front wheel, it's quite stable in the crosswinds, something that can be a problem on other 125s. Nice bit of engine braking. Throw it around the corner. Lovely, so pleasurable. Right, so this bike is probably not great for long distance dual carriageways, but it's perfect for B roads. Well, so that is the end of the video. Like I say, I've got this for a couple of weeks. I will be putting a few videos on this bike when I can give a better analysis once I've used it every day for work. So I will be putting some filtering, commuting videos on as well. Please subscribe. My wife's got a Royal Enfield Meteor, I have a Royal Enfield Interceptor. Got plenty of videos, plenty of content. Upload 2 videos a week. I really appreciate you watching. Comment below, let me know what you think of this bike. Until then, I've been Nick and I'll catch you on the next episode. Ride safe.